The Ronald L. Dart Evangelistic Association presents Answers for the 21st Century Thinker.
All throughout history, people have waged war with one another, and it'll be this way for a long time to come. Well, not always, because someday all these wars are going to end. In the book of Matthew, Jesus prophesied that just before his return there would be wars and rumors of wars. And then we know from the Bible that after the return of Jesus, there will be no more war. Hi, I'm Wes White, and welcome to another episode of Answers for the 21st Century Thinker at RLDEA.com. Let's go to Door County, Wisconsin. I'm standing in the town of Ellison Bay, Wisconsin, across the street from land that was once a prisoner of war camp during World War II. Although the buildings of the camp are gone, you can still see where they sat. Ellison Bay is a town that's known for its cherry farms, and it's on that spot over there where German soldiers were imprisoned during the years 1945 and 1946. And sending German POWs to prison camps in America was a fairly common practice during World War II. The Allies figured that if they could keep these Germans off of European soldiers, it would make it harder for them to escape and try to get back to Germany. So the Allies decided, let's keep these German POWs in the U.S. far, far from Germany. And this would practically guarantee that any enemy soldier who escaped could never find their way back home. But there's another reason why the German prisoners of war were sent to the United States. And most people don't realize that many German POWs were sent to the U.S. because America was suffering from a severe labor shortage during the war. The U.S. government had drafted just about every able-bodied man that they could get a hold of, and they sent them overseas. And that created a shortage of American workers during harvest time. It's estimated that in 1944 alone, 30% of the cherry crop of the Midwest had rotted in the trees because farmers couldn't find enough workers for the summer harvest. So the American government built prison camps in this part of Wisconsin where a large portion of German POWs were sent to help pick cherries. At first, the locals here in Ellison Bay were appalled at the idea of having German soldiers living in their town. So there was a lot of initial resistance to the POW camps. But once the camps were set up and the local farmers started putting the Germans to work, the citizens of Wisconsin learned how to appreciate them. In a 2-year period, the German POWs picked over 500,000 pails of cherries. And these German workers were credited with saving the Wisconsin cherry crop during those 2 years. What's interesting is how the feelings of the locals changed toward their enemies while the Germans were here, living here and working and picking cherries. It got to the point where a local farmer was allowed to come to a POW camp and pick up a few POWs in the morning, drive them out to his farm all day, and then return them to the prison camp that evening with no military escort. According to the local lore, there was only one incident where German POWs in Wisconsin attempted to escape. And actually, it wasn't a real escape. Here's what happened. After the summer harvest of 1946, when it was announced that all these German POWs were going to be going back to Europe, 2 of them escaped and ran for Lake Michigan. Were they trying to escape their captors? No. They just wanted to have one swim in Lake Michigan before they went back to Germany. So they escaped. They had their swim, and then they hurried back to the prison camp to make preparations for being repatriated back to Germany. During the years 1945 and 1946, German POWs and the Ellison Bay locals developed a genuine fondness for each other. And when it was time for the Germans to leave, many Wisconsinites were quite sad. Yes, real friendships had developed between the Americans and these enemy soldiers. Now, if you're a Christian, this situation that I've just described shouldn't surprise you, because once we remove the causes of conflict between us, it becomes easy to make friends with just about anyone. People are basically all the same. We all want food and shelter and friends and love. With rare exceptions, people just want to live in peace. And that's how it's going to be in the world tomorrow when Jesus returns. At that time, Jesus will remove the causes of conflict in the world, and as a result, there'll be no more war. The entire planet will be at peace. Here at the Ronald L. Dart Evangelistic Association, we have all kinds of materials that can help you to better understand the Bible. Here's one example. We have a Bible study entitled Rapture and Resurrection. It deals with the things that are going to happen on the earth just before Jesus returns. Why don't you check it out? It's on our website, rldea.com. It's free. And we'll see you next time on Answers for the 21st Century Thinker at rldea.com.
Answers for the 21st Century Thinker is a production of the Ronald L. Dart Evangelistic Association. For more information, please visit our website, rldea.com.